rather. We're rolling.
It's going to be a while. He's putting ball joints in.
I don't know, guys.
Yeah.
Should go back to doing this inside my car like we used to.
You're going to have to speak up.
What? What? Give me one of your famous whats.
What?
Okay, that's the only thing that's put me in a good mood today. We're both cranky right now, so who knows what's going to come out of our mouths.
Yeah.
It's been so stressful. You guys know I'm going to the Bash event at the National Corvette Museum, and nothing has been going right for me to be there in the capacity in which I want to be there. And I'm talking about my trailer. This is probably going to be one of the bigger Bash events because Tadge announced his retirement, so now more people are going to go, which I encourage people to go. This is a wonderful event. The whole team from Chevrolet Corvette is going to be there, but the big high point is going to be Tadge. But I wanted to be there with all my marketing stuff and pulling my trailer with a billboard on it. My graphic guy is about to no longer be my graphic guy.
No bueno?
No, because it's not done. So, yeah. And actually, my car's in the bay, which I didn't think this was going to happen either. So we've got new brake pads and new brakes going on today. He doesn't have time to do the high-temp brake fluid, but I'm not doing a track event yet. So Chuck will do that later. And I've got a couple of additional pieces from ACS that we're going to put on the car as well. So thanks for squeezing me in.
That's the plan. We'll see how the day plays out.
Yeah, you guys think I've talked about it. You think that I'm joking.
Yeah.
You would never know that I worked here. It means nothing.
No.
And I'm a paying customer.
The fact that you work here makes it worse. If you was just a customer off the street, it'd be
exactly.
different.
Yeah, I know. That's exactly right. It's crazy. Real quick before we get going, even though we're going and just kind of wasting some time here, it's wonderful that you guys spend as much time as you do with us. I want to thank my customer Phil that is about an hour from the dealership, and after a 16-hour day, I almost drove an hour to see these capture test fleet cars. There's a number of things there. It's got to be ZR1, could be testing future product, could be Grand Sport, could be Zora. Who knows what they are? It's just fun and cool to see and to speculate what are those.
Speak up.
Future cars. Yeah, that's pretty loud. But Phil, thank you for sending these pictures in. I really do appreciate it, sir. And I put a watermark on there just from a marketing standpoint. If you're the first guy out there, you got to utilize that, because if I just put the pictures out there with no watermark, people are going to say, oh, well, those came from Rick. And I want people to know they came from me and from my customer, to know that I'm involved, I'm paying attention. It's name recognition. It keeps your name out there. So, yeah, I apologize. But the watermark is nowhere in the way of actually seeing what's on those cars. So I'm sorry for that, for some of the guys that just didn't get it. That's the marketing stuff, guys. And sometimes I pay for those pictures to have the opportunity to broadcast them to you. So like I told you before, yes, I sell these cars. Yes, I'm an enthusiast. I'm an owner. But I'm just a wacky guy like you, and I'm curious what's coming next. So I'm just having fun with you, and I appreciate you understanding that. Got some questions. Going to finish up with a special Thanks Tadge Only Tech Tuesday ride segment when we're done with some of your questions here. We probably should address this memo that you literally just got, and I've already gotten a few messages in regards to that. Have you had a chance to read this in detail yet?
Yeah, there's not much to read.
It's pretty much in your face, and it's an issue for some 23 and some 2024 Corvettes. Sure. What's the gist of it?
There's something, fasteners that's been improperly torqued. Okay. Through, I would assume, through the assembly process.
Right.
We have no further information, but the dealer's responsibility is to replace the transmission.
And they're told, if you're notified that this car's affected by this, it's in bold capitals, prompt completion. Here's the issue you're going to run into, and that's going to be availability of these transmissions. Sure. I looked through this memo 4 times. There's not a website right now for you guys to check and see if your VIN is involved. It is going to be VIN specific, so don't freak out. But you're going to get a letter from Chevrolet. If you get this letter, there's no way I'm talking over that.
Yeah.
If if you get this letter, then your car's involved.
Right.
So I do apologize. We don't have more information for you on that. It literally just come out. You said something about when you go to your service that you can do a vis of the VIN. Would it pop up there eventually? But it's not there yet because it's so new?
Yep.
Okay, so that'll be one thing. If you go into your service department or call your service department, give them your VIN, if they vis it, then they can see if it's part of a recall. It'll pop up there right away, and then you'll know.
I don't recommend calling them today.
Yes, thank you.
Because this information hasn't hit GM's website yet. I mean, yes, the bulletin just came out. I literally got it last night. Okay. So I'm sure GM hasn't uploaded the VINs into the system yet for us to even check the database.
Yeah.
But what I can tell you, the parts issue is going to be the big issue. Got a Corvette sitting right there. We've been waiting a month and a half for a transmission. So if your car does fall in this, it's going to take a while to get a transmission. So now that this bulletin has been released, kind of tells me why we've been waiting a month and a half for a transmission on this one already.
Exactly. And again, this is VIN specific. It's not all 23s.
No.
It's not all 24s. We got some questions here for you guys. Tech Tuesday. Thanks for listening and watching again. Respect and thanks to Tadge in the ride segment coming up yet tonight. Got a little bit more than you, so I'm going to start if you don't mind here.
Sure, go for it.
This one's addressed to Rick and Chuck. It says, thanks, gentlemen, for what you do for the Corvette community. You're welcome. Thank you for listening and participating. My question concerns the emergency lockout access on the driver's side underneath that intake vent. I decided to test it just to see how it would work, just in case someday I needed to use it in the event that the car was dead. And this comes from Chris in Colorado. So he said he put it in there and turned it, and it was difficult to turn. The important thing is, and I apologize, I need a, do you have a C8 key? 'Cause mine's got a cover on it. I need a C8 key.
The thing you have to remember on this key is it's not an electronic, obviously, because you're using it because the battery went dead.
Right.
So you have a cable attached to this cylinder that's attached to the lock, which is why it's so hard to turn. You're actually pulling a cable.
We did a video on this. I'll put a link in the description, one to the upper right-hand corner a long time ago, probably 2-3 years ago, for goodness sakes. But the gist of it was, on the side of your key fob, you'll push that tab, and then when you pull the key out, you see how it's curved and contoured? You want to make sure that this is curved and contoured away from the car, because if you put it underneath it like this, you're going to scratch the car. So contour it like this, away from the car. When it is difficult, you got to lay like this to see it. When you get it in there, you'll turn it to the right. Don't be afraid. He said he was afraid to turn it and actually break it. You're not. Just get it all the way up in there so it's in the cylinder, turn it to the right, and it will open up your door in the event that you don't have power.
And like I said, it's attached to a cable, so yeah, it's going to be a little stiff to turn. Turn it slowly with constant pressure. Don't try to do it real quick. Just
to make sure it's all the way in there too.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have it all the way in there, it is going to feel like it's going to break off.
Right.
Thanks for watching the channel. All right, we're going to try and continue Tech Tuesday.
All right, this one comes from David. It says, I'm receiving a 2024 and I was told there's no ability to add the extra 2 liters to the DCT. Is this true?
Boy, is this a freaking topic of conversation. And we talked about it at length, and I was very transparent with you guys.
Right.
And some of you were kind enough and sent me some memos from different publications and said, oh, this so-and-so said this and so-and-so said this. And said anything built after July of 23 doesn't need the 2 additional liters. My question is why? We talked about that on the Tech Tuesday. Said, did they change the volume inside? I know they changed the front casing.
Sure.
They changed the way that the fluid is operating internally in that engine. We just didn't have that answer for you. So we're still don't have a clear answer for you because I thought I did. Chuck goes, hang on, you better be careful what you say, Ricky. So when I was at training about 3 weeks ago, I met a wonderful guy. He's been with GM Powertrain for 25 years. And I said, I got a question. And I asked him that very question. And he said, yeah, you don't need to worry about it because the 2 additional liters are already in there. And I'm like, why didn't they just say that? They've never said that in anything. Even to the stuff you looked up today before the show, it still doesn't say that volume has been filled with the 2 additional, and you need to know that, especially when you're servicing on those cars. So I apologize. I was going to tell you, hey, it's already in there. It very well may be, but we've not been able to get that documentation to verify. So before somebody fact checks the facts, we've already done that for you.
Correct.
We still have a question too. So sorry, that doesn't really help you, but I think we're getting close to an answer. There's no freaking reason I should have to dig that hard for that. That's unbelievable. And we work here. This is nuts. So I do apologize for that, man. So moving on.
Okay, this one comes from Dennis. It says, I have a 2022 non-Z51 coupe. My question involves a run flat tire. What happens if I'm a long way from home and need to replace a tire? Does anyone stock these tires? We do. I don't know, where you're at or where you'll be if you happen to need a tire.
Right.
But yes, we readily stock them. We have them.
Yeah, and you got to remember the run flat tire does a couple of things. It allows you to have more volume for storage space in there, so it's a greater value, less weight inside the car, so the car performs better. But also too, if you're really far away, those run flat tires are designed to get you somewhere safe or get home if you're within that distance. It's so you're not stranded on the side of the road, so you can drive it up to 55 miles an hour. I think it's like 50 or 100 miles. They keep changing the distance, but you can drive somewhere within that allotment to get somewhere safe and isolated to either call somebody, get some help, wherever the case may be. So don't be too discouraged. The all-season tires for the non-Z51 cars are readily available. They've been tough on the ERAYs and the Z06s, but I think those are starting to become more available as well.
Yeah.
All right, here's one that'll make you guys dizzy. And again, we've talked about this again before, but this is really a good question. This comes from Mark in Indiana. Rick and Chuck, I love the show. Thank you. Greatly appreciate the knowledge and the impact on the viewers like myself. My question deals with the timeline of the service requirements for your C8 Corvette. Here's the deal. I purchased this used 2023 hardtop convertible. Follow me on the bouncing ball on these dates. The car was built on May 26, 23. Per Carfax, initial dealer received the car on June 7th, 2023 and reported 2 miles on the odometer. It's usually the case when you get them and you're doing the PDI. So that's when that was done, when the car was brand new. The car was next reported for sale at another dealership with 10 miles on it, so they probably transferred it or dealer traded it on October 5th, 23. So on November 7th, the vehicle was sold to the original purchaser with 163 miles on the odometer. On November 14th, the car... This is a week later. The car was offered again for sale by a third dealer that I purchased it from used on April 2nd, 2024 with 367 miles on it.
Okay.
Per the Chevrolet database activated warranty 8/23/23. Given the above facts and the dates, what is the start date? This is a great question for the first service. Up to 7,500 miles or 2 years. So what you're telling me here, the 8/23 is nowhere on there, so I don't know why it says 8/23. If the vehicle was first sold, I got to follow the bouncing ball too. First sold on November 7th, that's when the warranty should start. This 8/23 you never mentioned, so I don't even know where that date came from. But the first sold. Now, here's the thing. If they sold that car and it was listed to another dealership, say the other dealership actually bought the car and then resold it to that other guy that you end up buying it again. They could have actually bought it as a new car and then resold it, and then that guy bought it used and then you bought it used. So that's why that probably 8/23 is in the system, so you got to do a little research. But based on what you told me, it should be November 7th.
Should be. All right, Tech Tuesday order question. This is for you.
Okay.
Question for a 2025 order. Is it possible to order the tension blue interior with the custom yellow stitching?
It's a great question. One of the questions actually I'm going to have for the team at the Bash, if I get a chance to ask one, is why can't we take like natural interior, tension blue. There's stitching options. You can do yellow or red. There is no blue stitching. I miss that tremendously. Only if you do tension blue interior, but you have to order black interior to get that stitching. There is a combo override, but it doesn't allow you to change the actual makeups of certain packages. And I want them to offer yellow stitching on the gray, on the natural, and on the tension blue if you wish. So there's no way of getting that. There's some certain flexibility in there with your combo overrides, but you can't change the complexity of the package. One guy asked me, can I get the GT2 seats on a 1LT? No, you can't. That's part of 2LT or 3LT. You got to get that. So you can't bring packages forward or backward, but they will allow you to change some color combos. If you want to order red seats on a blue car, red seats on a yellow car, you know, stuff like that, you can do that. Or if you want to do a special interior combo override in 3LT, you don't want as much red. So you want just red seats only. The rest of the door panels, the dash is all black and red stitching. There is a special interior code for that as well.
Me going or you going?
I don't know. I've lost track here, man. I'm so busy with this
Well,
stuff.
I read the question, but you answered it.
This is, oh, okay, I apologize. That's why I got all guilty there. Told you it's been a long time. Okay, here's one from Mike in Tennessee, just kind of and this is something to help people too. Love the show, most of all, Tech Tuesdays and Coffee with Conti. Thank you, Mike, for watching. I saw an older episode where you talked about someone locking the key fob inside the Corvette. Brought back a memory of my first Corvette, a 94 C4. I had my daughter, she was 18 months old. Putting her in the passenger seat, I laid the key fob on the console. After putting her in, I was walking around the front and I heard the doors lock and the horn blow. Uh-oh. I only had one fob and I really started to panic. Then I did exactly what you talked about, and that was shaking the car, and it bounced the signal and it opened up the doors. Well, yeah, and thanks again, Mike, for sharing this, because in C4, that passive system, you couldn't disable that. It was pretty much always like that. C5, 6, and 7, you could disable it where it would be passive, or you just manually hit the key fob. And I had that instance we talked about at a car show. Guy had a C7, convertible's down, key fob was locked in the trunk, and I said, well, do you have passive turned on? And he says, well, what do you mean? I go, when you walk away, does your horn beep and the car lock by itself? He said, yes. I said, well, grab him, grab him, grab him. Get over here. We got in the back of the car. They're shaking it, and it bounced the signal, and the doors opened up, and saved a phone call to AAA.
Yeah.
So, all right, hopefully that helps you guys in the future.
All right, this one comes from Joseph. It says, Dear Rick and Father Chuck, thank you. It says, thanks for all your informative videos. Being new to the Corvette community, I find them very helpful and look forward to them each week. I have a question. I have a 2024 C8 Stingray with a Z51 package. I love the car, but the amount of brake dust is driving me nuts. I see there are brake pads available that will reduce the amount of dust. One in particular is the Carbotech 1521 pads, which are sold by Paragon. I'd like to change them. What are your thoughts? Will replacing the Brembo factory brakes void my warranty? I have no intentions of tracking the car. She'll be used during good weather for cruising. Thanks again. Look forward to your response.
Let's address the one question he had about voiding warranty.
Yes.
We've talked about this endlessly. When you change the factory specs to aftermarket stuff that you're about to do on my car and you're about to do on your car,
right.
If those pieces, parts directly cause a problem, then yes, there's no warranty claim.
Right.
Okay, so it's important to know. And yes, the 1521s I just showed you, after waiting God knows how long, they're going on my car today, so I'm looking forward to giving you some feedback on how they perform. But I've heard great stuff from you guys, including that wonderful vlog we did when he was on vacation. We shared Corey from Paragon when we were out at Iowa at the Paragon Performance Facility, talked about different brake pads and different rotors. Check out that video, please. There's a link in the upper right-hand corner. I'll put one down below. And don't forget, if you're going to buy some of the brake-related items, it's Conti Brake at checkout with Paragon, and you'll get yourself a 5% discount. Thanks for watching the show. I do appreciate it.
You're quite confident them brakes are getting put on today. We'll see.
See what I go through? I got news for you. There'll never be another Tech Tuesday if they don't go on today.
Well, it's been nice doing business with y'all.
Yeah. You know, like I said, sometimes you just got to pull the pin, man. Like, yeah. My God. Never mind. I don't want to get started on that.
Okay.
I got one more. What do you got?
I got one more too.
You go.
Okay.
You're screwing my head up now. Because I know, because you're joking. You guys think he's joking? He's serious.
Yeah, this one comes from Dean. Says, hi, Rick. I've got an unusual question for Chuck about oil life. I have a 23 Stingray. It just turned over 4,000 miles yesterday. When I put it up last November, I had about 1,300 miles on it. I didn't look at what the oil life percentage was, but now it says I only have 17% left. Seems almost impossible. Could this be the sensor is faulty? There's no way to verify it. No, we've talked about this as well. The oil change reminder is on a timer as well as mileage. So even though it's parked in the garage, it's still counting down because GM wants the oil change every year, regardless of mileage.
Yes.
So yes, it's always counting down.
All right, fantastic. Thanks for watching tonight, guys. Special ride segment dedicating to Tadge coming up in just a second. Our last question for tonight. If you've got a question for Tech Tuesday, how to use something on your car, problem you got going on with your car, the email address is up on the screen. All right, Rick, a longtime follower here on YouTube. Thank you for that. I enjoy Tech Tuesdays most of all. that's why we're stressed out trying to do these shows for you guys, because I really do see the value, just the engagement and the response from you guys. Not from the retail side, but also too from the service side. So we really do try to do these as often as we can. So thank you for that. I submitted this question in 2020 and you actually replied to my email, but you never addressed it on Tech Tuesday. Yes, we did. Sorry you missed it, but let's try it again. If your C8 breaks down and you're unable to get into it and you can't get it into neutral with no power, what's the best procedure for the tow truck driver? And then he goes on and asking other things about dollies and skids and stuff like that. Yeah, that's an issue. When you have no power, the only way to get it into neutral is make sure the car's powered up. So if the car is dead, you have to rely on the tow truck company and let them know what you have. And there's other vehicles out there, electric vehicles primarily, that they have to put special things on the tires and lift that thing up, skids, dollies, whatever the heck you want to call them, to get them onto the tow truck. So just communicate with the tow truck driver in the event that that happens to you. But yes, there's no other way to put it in neutral unless you take apart all the stuff in the rear trunk area, which you're not going to be able to do when you're driving down the road unless you carry like one of these toolboxes with you in the back of your car, which I highly doubt. So if you happen to have all that stuff and you take all these, because all the screws and all they're all different sizes.
Sure.
You know, of course they are. So you take them all out, and then right above the and you got to take the air cleaner out. Right above the transmission's a little lever that you hit, and you actually have to have two people because you actually have to hold this back to manually put it in neutral and move the car. So you can't just turn it and then move the car. You have to hold that down. So if you can't do that, then you have to rely on the tow truck company.
There is a special tool that goes on there that'll ratchet it back, but I think the tool's like $500 or $600.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, so we don't want to go there.
No.
Right.
But yeah, just remember, it's not just electrical power. To get the C8 out of park, the vehicle has to be running.
Right.
The motor has to be running.
Yep. That's crucial.
Power don't do anything. The vehicle has to be running.
Did you see Sunday show by chance?
Yes.
Did you see the secret word? Don't say it. Did you see the word?
No.
Okay, so you didn't watch the whole show. That was a test to see if you're really watching. So watch Sunday show. Oh, well, yeah, you didn't watch.
Yeah,
so
I did.
Watch Sunday show. There's a secret word in there. If you want the free limited supply, thanks Tadge hat for Friday and Saturday only at the National Corvette Museum Bash event. You come up to me, say that secret word. If I have a hat, you're going to get it. Again, limited supply. I'm getting all kinds of emails, and people are sending me an email with I'm going to do a contest for you guys online when I get back. But this is going to be just for the bash and just when you see me in person, not messages on Instagram, not emails, not messages on Facebook. And again, it's to have fun, promoting the fact that we have so much to thank Tadge for, and also to test and see if you guys are really watching the channel. So go back and check out the video on Sunday. But thanks for watching tonight. Before you go, the Beautiful Ride segment is dedicated to Tadge. He's given us so much. His commitment to bring us mid-engine, which is the best vet ever. And he knew it back in 2006. It just took a while to put all the pieces, parts together. Thank you again, Tadge, for all your tenacity and all that you've given us. That's just really, truly a wonderful car that we're proud to own and drive as often as we can.
Too young, and I didn't understand that you were no one, and I can't wait to see you Hindsight is fleeting, oh, and your heart's bleeding, and all you can see is red, till you discover it is within each other to forgive and make amends. If I had known then, or what what I know now, I wouldn't have said what I said. I took the long road, thought I'd be better on my own. Sometimes what's right is wrong instead. 'Cause I was too young, and I didn't understand that you are the one. And I can't wait to see you again. Oh, I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't wait. 'Cause I was too young, and I didn't understand that you